they will never pay off their debts. Instead, they're going to try something on this list behind me. I predict, okay? I've done remote viewing to find out how I hope you know what I'm talking about, how they are going to get out of paying their trillions of debt to whoever it is. I don't know, the aliens, other countries, whatever it is. But somehow, some way, they just have trillions and trillions and trillions of debts, and they're just never going to pay them off. And they're going to use some of this. One of these, I can almost guarantee it. But before we get started, this is just for entertainment purposes only. But these predictions come from remote viewing. I just think that this is one of the most important videos I probably ever made, and the topics behind me need to be spoken about, and potentially maybe share this with friends so that they can't get away with this, because they're going to try something. There's no way that they're paying off those debts. It's actually physically and literally impossible to ever pay them off. They only get quicker and quicker and higher. So they're going to try these, okay? Now behind me, they're ranked least likely to most likely. So I'm going to start with the least likely here, and I'm going to go to what I think is the most likely scenario that they're going to use to get away with not paying their debts, okay? This is a big one, guys, okay? And a lot of this stuff is going to be controversial, which is why it's entertainment purposes only, but I do encourage you to interact with this video, comment, like, share, and just let's open this as an artistic discussion so we're not going to get bamboozled, okay? Starting with number 1, which is technically number 7, okay? And this is the least likely. Now, if a meteor strike happens, or multiple, we would be sent back to the Stone Age, and again, they wouldn't have to pay their debts. But that's the least likely, because it's the hardest to control. But, there are secret weapons where they could make it look like it was, but it's not. Again, least likely. Let's go down the list. Let's keep going, because some of these are very likely, and you'll figure it out. Let's just continue. Number 6, and again, a little bit more likely, is some kind of solar flare or Carrington event, which is an event that happened back in the early 1900s that would wipe out the grid today. It would, again, send us back to the Stone Age, and they wouldn't have to pay any debt, because we would be in the Stone Age, and we couldn't even turn on the computers. We wouldn't even know how much debt they owed, etc., etc. So these are the least likely, but still possible. And again, secret weapons could simulate or pretend to be a solar flare. But let's continue the list, because some of these, again, they need to be talked about. And please just do me a favor. Make sure to follow, make sure to click the button, make sure to share this, because people need to know about this. There is absolutely no way that they can pay off these debts. The US is almost in $39 trillion. The UK catching up quickly. They got a few $1 trillion. They're all collaborating. How can we possibly, they're probably even using AI. How can we get out of paying our debt? Like, how are they even getting more debt? Like, if you have trillions of dollars in debt, who's giving you more debt? Who's giving you more credit card limit? Like, anyway, let's continue. Number 5, and I gotta be a little bit coded here, make everyone mentally right? Because this would be a way for us all to just be like, meh, we don't care. And, they do something like this, it starts with an F, and they put it in the water. And I think recently they've been putting a lot more in the water, because if you remember rightly, back in history, like, look at the Boston Tea Party. How much did we kick off over, like, what was it, like 2% tax? And we were ready to burn it all down. Look at, like, what happened with Clinton. You know what I mean? Like, we removed him from office. Like, Obama got caught smoking, and we wanted to remove him from. And now we got the Epi files, and, like, everyone's just like, meh. Let's go watch the Super Bowl. Meh. Like, who cares? Like, what about that missing old lady? Like, just no one cares. So, like, maybe we're halfway here. You know what I mean? Obviously, entertainment purposes only. And this is still, less likely. They get more and more likely. Let's continue down the list. And let's hope this one doesn't happen, because that's really messed up, and we don't want that to happen. So one of the best ways to protect yourself is to eat organic food. Maybe filter your own water. Grow your own food. You know what I mean? Reverse osmosis. Like, be very, very careful with your water that you're consuming, folks. Next, a rogue AI system takeover. Now, again, getting more and more likely. This is number 4. This one is possible, but very, very messy, very, very hard to control. But it would probably, yeah, send us maybe even back to the Stone Age. But they would blame it all on the AI. Oh, look, it's the AI. Oh, look, it's stopping this and shutting down this, or it's a cyber attack or a hack. Oh, look, we've lost all our files. Oh, look, the banks, oh, they got wiped. Oh, we don't know how much we owe. We don't know how to pay back the debts. We don't know the numbers anymore. Blah, 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 right? This is getting more likely, okay? So be careful and aware of this one. But again, there's even more and more likely scenarios, including one that's happening right now at number 1. So stay tuned for number 1. And if you want more information like this in the future, make sure to follow, because this isn't my normal stuff. I do predictions. I mean, I suppose this is predictions. It's remote viewing. But normally I do predictions for the month, for the following month. And I even go over which ones were correct or incorrect. Anyway, moving into number 3. And again, have to censor this a little bit. World or civil. Now, if this happens, again, you don't have to pay your debt, because we're in a world situation or a civil situation. So suddenly the debts just are wiped, especially if things are really bad. No one's ever paying that back. It's more likely than this, in my opinion. But let's look at number 2, okay? Number 2, a plan dem lick with a high D rate. Again, I'm speaking in code here, but I'm very, very confident that you guys are extremely smart. You know exactly what I'm saying. But this is very, very likely, okay? That's why it's number 2. But we're going to talk about number 1 in just a second. But if this happens, and it's so bad with a high D rate, we would eventually get into a situation where the world would stop. There would only be like a small percentage of people available afterwards to even follow up on these trillion-dollar debts, okay? Hope that makes sense, and I hope it doesn't happen. I hope none of this happens. I hope I'm just wildly out of touch with reality. I hope it's all completely wrong. But we're going to go into number 1, because that is, in my opinion, the most likely way that these lizards are going to wiggle out of all their trillion-dollar debts. Okay, you guys ready for this one? Make sure to click those buttons if you haven't yet, because, if this is making sense to you, if this is resonating with you, click those buttons. Make sure to subscribe, make sure to like, make sure to share this with your friends. Number 1 is probably the most important, and this would be the epi files causing a system time lapse, right? That makes sense to you? Again, a little bit in code here, causing a time lapse. Yeah, okay, so remember what was recently said out there, that so many people are implicated in this, high-ranking officials, government, CEOs, politicians, you name it. Every high-ranking person seems to be involved in this, and they could use that, and are probably using that as a way that everyone could just quickly get removed from power. Us as individuals want to take down the system, destroy the system, and guess what? If that happens, they don't got to pay their debt, and no one has to answer for anything. Also, I'm going to leave you with this last little note here. Remember the Georgia guide tones, okay? You guys are smart. I know you can decode this message. Remember that. Go and look at what those messages were that used to be there, because they're gone now. Someone destroyed them. But go and remember that. These are the most likely scenarios, because they are never going to pay off their debts. Hope you learned something here. Hopefully we can start an artistic discussion about this, and I hope to see you on the next video. Spread the word, and I'll see you soon.